Hey, what up everybody? Coming to you today with a little tutorial on how to re-wick a Sourin Air. Shout out to my boy Nacho, base all day 50_MVS on Instagram for showing me how to do this. He brought one into the shop and I figured I'd shoot a video. So here I'm just using a razor to create a gap in the seam between the bottom part of the cartridge and the top part. I'm just going to score it a couple of times, kind of open it up. Now this is the first time I've ever done it. Nacho, who showed me his, he'd only done it once, so this isn't a perfected method by any means. The way you wick it, the way you open the cartridge, all of these things are maybe a better way to do it, but this worked, and it's been pretty consistent, and I've had a little leaking issue with it so far. So right here I had to pull out a pocket knife to pry the blade on the razor blade. A little too flimsy. You can score and kind of create and widen the gap with just the thickness of the razor blade, but you need something a little beefier to kind of pry it apart. It's in there really good, assuming it's glued in and it's sealed well, but just keep working at it. I think total it took me 24 minutes to shoot this video. This right here is in 2x speed, so I don't know, maybe it took me 5 minutes or so of just tinkering with it to get it open. I didn't want to destroy the cartridge in the process and defeat the purpose. I literally only had the one cartridge on me, and I don't even know if this cartridge was bad, to be honest with you. I just had one and I had some downtime at the shop, so I figured I'd shoot this video. So just work it back and forth, keep prying it, and eventually it'll come free. You don't want to pull on it too hard. If you snap it, it's pretty much ruined, so just keep working it. Back to working over with the razor blade again, widening that gap. Cut into the cartridge a little bit. Cosmetically, I did some damage, but it wasn't a big deal because it's all the part of the cartridge that's hidden. Yeah, this cartridge is still full of juice. You can see I'm breaking through now. There was still juice in it when I did this, but one side's open now. The other side was giving me a little bit of a pain, but just keep working at it, and don't be afraid to pry. Just don't break the plastic and take your time so it comes apart as good as possible. There you go. So there's a little piece of plastic holding them together just because of the way I cut it. I just left it connected for now. That's what the inside looks like. It's a thin gauge wire, wrapped coil, basic coil, and some cotton. And there's a little channel the cotton sits in on both sides. You get an idea here by looking at it, how long the cotton is. I just moved it back and forth a little bit to figure out which way it seemed like it would come out easiest and then cut off the excess. You gotta be very careful. It's super thin wire. It'd be real easy to bend this coil all up and make it useless. Don't think you can really replace this coil. I mean, I guess you could, but it takes some soldering. That's a close-up of the coil there and the insides of a Sourin Air cartridge. So now I use Jap cotton. I peel both sides off the outside, and I'm just eyeballing this from experience of how much cotton to use. Obviously, more or less makes a drastic difference in the way the juice will flow. What I found with the amount that I'm going to show you here I'm using is that I don't know if it'll run max VG. I know my buddies would run max VG, but it was definitely snug like I normally make it, but not so snug that it would bend the coil up even with a really, really thin gauge wire like this one. So just take your time with putting this cotton in. You definitely don't want to mess this coil up. If you do, it's going to be a pain to get it back straightened out, and if you can get it straightened back out, and if you break it, pretty much pitch this cartridge. So just feed it through, cut off the excess. I had a technical error with the video, and I lost a portion of the video that shows what the final wick looks like, but I'm going to show you guys up here in a minute with a couple of drawings on the screen of where it actually ended up being, that it was where the cotton ended up exactly how it was supposed to be in the cartridge. In this shot coming up, I didn't actually extend it far enough to the on the screen here to the left. There's another little 2 tabs sticking up. The cotton should have ran all the way through to there. So you see, extend it to there and then cut it off pretty much flush with the side of the cartridge there. You won't have much clearance to put it in if you don't cut it flush on the right side there. After that, just press it all back together and you got a re-wick cartridge. You can see there, I kind of marred it up a little bit, but again, all that's going to be not visible, and there's the first use. Filled it up and hidden like a champ. Yep, so if you run out of cartridges and you're stuck at home, give this a try, or if you're out of them at the store, Give us a try. It definitely works, and definitely beats not having it. Check out Lit. That's my line. btvapors.com. Amazing juice.